The biggest problems that you face as a mobile hunter are weight, bulk, and noise. So being able to create products that, tackle against those three problems that you face every single time you go out in the woods was a huge goal of ours.
It started out with a platform and a saddle. As we use the stuff and as we refine it, we're always trying to make things better and come up with ways to make it a better solution for the hunter.
The moment we realized that we could create another solution to help the mobile hunter was when John Eberhart pulled this old saw out of his backpack.
And this is where the idea for the limb locks came from and the basic premise of how we started the SABr saw development.
The concept was there, however, we knew we could improve upon it. And this is what ultimately led to the SABr saw. The design of the SABr allows you to have the function of a pole saw in the size and weight of a regular handsaw. So you no longer have to pack around all the bulk and extra weight that a pole saw may bring you.
The idea is to be able to carry less and do more.
To make the limb locks truly effective, our first step was to move the fulcrum point all the way up to the front limb lock, which therefore gives you all the leverage to attach it to a branch rock solid. So this here is the very first iteration that I ever had. The fulcrum on the old saw and like some of our first iterations was located here in the middle of the handle. But we realized the further that we move it up, the more leverage you'll get on the handle to be able to flex it and lock it in with the limb locks. Another feature that was overlooked was the teeth design. Having sharpened teeth on all three connection points to the branch really makes it a rigid connection. We started out just messing with the contours compared to that first handle. Obviously this looks quite a bit different, even compared to this guy. But we knew we wanted to do a contoured handle, so trying to figure out what diameter to keep it throughout and make sure it was comfortable in the hand. This one here ended up being a little too small for our liking, so you can tell we've beefed it up a good bit and changed the curve some so it's more comfortable.
With our new design on the handle, it's very comfortable, it fits in your hand, and then the idea that all of this needs to fold up and be compacted in your backpack and not be much bigger than a traditional handsaw is today.
Once we refined limb lock, we then moved on to what separates a great saw from a good saw, and that was the blade.
The SK5 steel allows for flexibility in your blade, but then to go right back straight every time.
We wanted to choose a material that was proven on the market and known for its durability as well as cutting quality.
You're not going to really struggle with your cuts on this, and then it's not going to bind up when you're doing it.
This blade is also taper ground. It's a grinding process that puts a real slight taper on your blade. So you're creating relief in that curve of that cut. The tooth design is a Japanese tri-edge tooth design.
It's tapered on 3 different angles, which cuts on the draw and removes a lot of material quickly.
We added a black oxide overcoating, superior to everybody else because it's even more scratch resistant and rust resistant than just a standard hard chrome finish.
When you have it as a handsaw, you can just grip and rip, right? You have all this leverage, but when you use it as a pole saw, you don't have that. And so by straightening the blade out, it's a much smoother cut. So with the rad system, you can attach it to any MOLLE connection, such as on your saddle or backpack, but also with the loop that comes with it, you can slide it over a belt as well.
As I'm climbing up, if I need it, I reach down, pop the saw off of my hip, use it. When I'm done, pop it back in there, and that allows it just to hang there as an accessory.
The difference between a filled tag or a deflected arrow could be something as small as a twig that you overlooked or couldn't reach. The SABr saw now gives you the ability to make sure that you don't miss those opportunities.